Okay. Right. Let's see if we can get some people on. So we got half an hour at least. Hopefully. So the kids are on their stuff. Let's tell a couple of people we're live. It should ping it does tend to ping a few of you. Let's have a look. Look. So how is everyone? I've done quite a few little bits today, popping around with I even managed to do a little one on the keto and a little one on long lost footage. So yeah, a few little bits. So I'm just gonna, whilst we're waiting for you guys to pop on, I am gonna just let people know we're live. Hi Pat, how we going? I'm just gonna let a few people know we're live. 7 o'clock in the UK. So yeah, quite a few of you have been messaging me today. What's that? So someone's just sent me something, or someone's been defending me. Oh, I like that. Someone's jumped on there called, who is it? It's called Thea has been defending me. Thank you, Thea. And then we've got Mary has been defending me as well. Thanks, Mary. That's very kind of you. Always love it when I get defended. Seems to be becoming a bit of a habit. So Pat, we're gonna carry on with this young lady from this YouTube channel called Roots, but I want to just give a few people a chance to join me. I'm gonna tell a few people that we're live as well. We're not in a rush. We got an hour. I'm not tired tonight, so I can spend a few minutes just letting a few people know we're live. A lot of you, as usual, giving me loads of support. I still haven't had my apology yet, guys. I still have not had my apology. Doesn't that just say it all? I'm not here to talk about my beefs with K and R. I'm just saying, no apology, no regret, no remorse. Surprise, surprise. Is anyone surprised? Hi, Emma. Just waiting for a few people to come on. How are you? Okay, how are you feeling? Emma, I think you've done a video, haven't you? I was going to watch it. Emma, I think you've done a video. I after this live, I'll go and watch you. It popped up on my thing. Oh, that's lovely. Someone called Cindy. Cindy has sent me some nice pictures of her. Well, Cindy, I'm sorry, I've only just received this. That's interesting. Cindy has just sent me something really nice. She's got some lovely pictures of her with Riley, with Lisa, and with Benjamin. Wow. Thanks, Cindy. That's lovely. Cindy, am I allowed to show these pictures to Team Elvis? So I think Cindy's known as Moody Blue 77. Wants to reach out to you and say, I love your content you post. I'm always excited to see and have a new video out. Something interesting to say. You tell it like it is. I appreciate that. We need more like you. Yes, as I mentioned before, I knew Lisa Marie Presley and spent time around her on several occasions and was her guest out to a private room in clubs after her shows. Wow. With just her and Lockwood and a few others, had personal conversations with her, met all 4 of her children. I will defend all of them. They are Elvis's bloodline. Wow. I have also met Priscilla on numerous occasions and feel she is a gold-digging opportunist who is out for herself. You won't be the last to say that. I'm going to have to agree with you. Several of my very close friends over the years were associates of Elvis and worked with him, mostly singers, gospel groups, musicians. I've been an Elvis fan my whole life. I don't remember life without him. I've been going to Gracelands every year since 1992, every August and every January. Anyway, just wanted to say hi, keep up the good work. Me and my friends love you. Oh, that's good. Me and my friends. That's good. And then she basically says that Kay is not nice to me and that she'd actually met him. Wow, these pictures, guys. I won't show the pictures unless I get her permission. That's amazing. Cindy. Oh, nice to meet you. I've just read out your comment. Your comment live on air. Cindy, I hope you don't mind. Say hello to your friends. I'm glad they enjoy what we do here. That's great. Well, that's made my day. I don't know how I missed that. And she sent me that Wednesday. So yesterday. Yeah? Is it? Yeah, it's Thursday today. Yeah, so yesterday she sent me that. Interesting, guys. Isn't it amazing who you meet? This woman has mixed with Benjamin, Riley, and Lisa. Even Kay. That is funny. How we going, Hillbilly Cat? Hillbilly Cat, tell everyone when your next show is on. Tell everyone. Let's promote Hillbilly Cat. Right, so no, I don't need a secretary, mate. I got Yasmin and Tino. My wife definitely won't do it. Now I'm just letting everyone know we're live. Yeah, I admit, I accept it, guys. I do get 100 messages a day. I don't mind. I'm pretty laid back tonight. In about 45 minutes. Yeah, I may last an hour, but yeah, then we can, guys, we'll all jump over to Matthew's show after here. Is that a deal? Is that a deal, Matthew? After here, we jump over to you. I better get my skates on then. Okay, come on then. So that Matthew can do his show, we're going to get on with our show. Yeah. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to do all of this. I'll try and keep it maximum 1 hour. Yeah. So that then we can all go over and see Matthew. Yeah. Is that a deal? Come on, baby. Right. Now, this young lady, please don't think I'm being rude to this young lady. She's a different generation. Yeah, I don't know how old she is. Don't know. 28? Don't know. She's pretty smart. She obviously likes doing these kind of videos. She's not an Elvis person. I wouldn't call her an Elvis fan. I do think that she has been I mean this respectfully, that she's fallen for the propaganda about Elvis and Priscilla, you know, the fake fairy tale. She's fallen for that image. Yeah. You know, that Priscilla was the victim, Elvis was the bad guy. And, you know, she's fallen for the fake fairy tale, the 1985 trashy book that is full of bullshit that I don't believe for a second. Everything I say on this show is for entertainment purposes only, and not facts, just opinion sharing discussion on a YouTube channel. So don't take this as fact. Okay? So what I'm going to do is let her talk. She does have some incorrect views on everything because she believes the brainwashing of the world for the last 40, 50 years. She's part of it. And I don't mean that to be rude. It's just, she is. Okay, guys? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get your comments on here. So I can see them. And then we're just going to go ahead with it. Okay. Right. Here we go. We're on. She's part of it. So I know what it's like with our show. It takes a bit of catching up to do. We start going and then people start joining us. Okay. She definitely had. I mean, she has done some research, but not enough. Not enough. That's what I think.
Were very hush hush about it. Anything like this was very, very privately handled.
Just so you know, this is part 2. Part 2. We did part 1 this morning, okay?
But the gossip columns went public with the accusations and allegations anyway. Priscilla says it left her feeling humiliated and embarrassed to be the wife sitting at home with a young child while her husband is out having all of these alleged affairs.
Yes, of course, you know, Priscilla was an angel. She did nothing wrong. She didn't shag the dance instructor. She didn't shag Mike Stone.
2 names that surfaced, but again, were never confirmed to be true, were Tanya Boskovic. She was a young Yugoslavian showgirl. And another name that surfaced was Elizabeth Scott, who was also a dancer in Vegas, who was allegedly linked to Elvis briefly while he was out there. Many people...
Yes, but what about the people that were linked to Priscilla? Did you look into that? Because everyone wants to automatically look into what Elvis may have done. A lot of it is rumor and speculation. What about what Priscilla did?
People credit Tom Parker and the Memphis Mafia with the discretion and image control during this time. Priscilla also wrote in her memoir, Elvis and Me, that she often chose not to confront him about every fling because...
Oh my God, it started already. So she's using this book as part of her research. Like, this is part of her truth. Oh my God, is this real? Right. If you ever watch my show, I'm sure you're very lovely. Yeah, sure you're very smart. But if you ever watch my show, you will understand that most of what was said in this book is bullshit. Almost everything said in interviews in the 80s from Priscilla is bullshit. She had a plan. She was reinventing history, rewriting history. She wanted us to think she was a poor victim. Elvis was the one running around shagging half of the world, which is not true, by the way, because Elvis, I think, just my opinion, got a bit bored of bonking everything, wanted to get to know people, wanted to read with them, share his religious beliefs with them, wanted to have fun with them, wanted company. He liked company when he went to sleep. So now Priscilla, she did like her men. She did. She also loved money. She was very money hungry. She loved the spotlight. She loved attention. She loved the thought of being famous. She loved the thought of a glamorous lifestyle in Hollywood, Beverly Hills. You get it? So, okay, let's keep going.
It would have been endless. And she also just thought it would be better if she chose to try to maintain her composure and handle all of these situations as quietly and gracefully and poised as possible.
Oh, that is so funny. Oh my God. No, she wasn't being poised. She was shagging people. She wasn't poised. She was in her car, driving to Mike Stone's house and giving it that 4 or 5 times a week. He has said it in interviews. Yeah? She was driving over 40 minutes to do it each way. 4 to 5 times a week. She chatted him up.
10-minute break.
Okay, I've only just started. So they're happy, they're all quiet. So sorry, my wife's here. Don't worry, guys. So come on, can we look? Please go and do some more research. Understand there was more to it. Even after the birth of Lisa Marie, she was with the dance instructor. Did you read page 262 where she admits it? You know, so this that she kept poised and calm about it. No, she ran out the door in a car with and threw her knickers out the window. Come on, guys, let's get real.
Although for many people, this came off as her being emotionless, very nonchalant, and giving off what many people thought was like a gold digger vibe because she wasn't outwardly that upset about this. But now...
She wasn't outwardly upset about this. Yeah, let's keep going.
Naturally, resentment about this had to have been building inside of her. I mean, I think inherently as a woman, physically and emotionally, you can't, it's very difficult, I think, to have a child with someone and then be completely emotionally removed from them having any type of infidelity.
Oh God! Right. See, she obviously thinks Elvis was the only one being unfaithful. I do understand that Elvis was unfaithful, but come on, why was he unfaithful? Think about it. Of course, he was hot-blooded. He liked women. Of course, everyone fancied him. But how about he was pissed off with Priscilla because he'd caught her being unfaithful, and then she does it again for the second time. She was secretly seeing Mike Stone for a year. You should know this. You should know these things. And there's a possibility of other affairs, even in the 60s. Let's keep going.
Elvis knew Priscilla was at home and possibly feeling all the feels, so he encouraged her to take up some new hobbies.
Here we go. So now the new hobbies, I'm guessing it'll be karate. It could be dancing. Yeah. So I don't know why she obviously has the impression that when Priscilla was away, when Elvis was away doing his thing, yeah, making his movies, doing his albums, that Priscilla was like locked in a gilded cage, like, oh no, I cannot move. I'm stuck in this mansion. Oh, by the way, I used to live in a tiny little house in Germany. Now I'm stuck in a mansion with as much money as I could ever dream of. I can travel whenever I want. I have my own car. My friends and family can visit, but I am stuck. Does anyone fall for it? Does anyone fall for it?
Those new hobbies was karate. Karate. Elvis loved karate. He had done karate while he was stationed out in Germany, and he also liked the idea of Priscilla being able to defend herself. And I think he just loved karate. So Elvis arranged in 1971 for Priscilla to begin taking private karate lessons.
I wonder if she'll pick up on the fact that Priscilla actually first spotted Mike Stone on their honeymoon in 1968. Was it 68, 68-ish, 68, 69, at some tournament? Does she know that? Obviously, she's going to go now, oh, you know, Mike Stone gave her lessons and they had an affair. But how about Priscilla had her eyes set on capturing and having Mike Stone. She wanted him.
With an instructor named Mike Stone. For context, by the way, in 1971, Elvis is 36 years old. In 1971, he performed a total of 42 shows that year in Vegas, always living in the penthouse of the hotel with a crazy schedule. And
so I've just been told by lovely Nicola, please do give me information. I love it when people give information. She met him, she spotted him on their second honeymoon in Hawaii on the 25th of May, 1968. Priscilla, naughty Priscilla.
And even crazier after parties. And Priscilla at the time was 26 in 1971, and Mike Stone was 27. Priscilla had...
And married, with a pregnant wife, a small girl. Remember, Priscilla was married with a small daughter, I think around 4 years old, in a lovely new house. Elvis used to, Elvis gave her everything she could dream of. Priscilla had literally had a perfect life, but it wasn't enough.
Been a single mom in a lot of ways to Lisa Marie for long stretches of time. Lisa Marie was 3 years old.
Right, Moody Blue 77, we've just discussed you. Now, Moody Blue, am I allowed to show your pictures? Moody Blue, welcome, Cindy. Thanks for letting me know you were live. I would hate to miss it. Shall I show your pictures or not? I like to get permission. But we just had a chat about you. We've read out your message. Very lovely. Sorry I didn't read it till just now. But you're very welcome here. Let me just get I've got to get it up now, haven't I? I've got to find it now. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, my camera is blurry with pictures. All right, you just said it here. I can show them. Okay. All right, guys, just one.
And she was having...
Hang on. Whoa. Just one of a little pause. A little pause while we quickly show Cindy's pictures. Now, Cindy, I'm very sorry that they're blurry, but my camera's shit. So They're not going to be good. But what I'm going to do... Oh, actually, I know what I'll do. I got an idea. I have a plan. I'm going to put it on my Facebook. All right, 1 second. We can do this. Now, amazing pictures, of course. Yeah. Right. I hope this is not too embarrassing for you, Cindy. Right. I know sometimes people get a bit embarrassed. You don't look like the type of person that's going to get embarrassed to me, but let's have a look. Let me just get it on there. So Cindy sent me a lovely message. She said her and her friends like watching our show, which is absolutely fantastic. Right. Cindy, why do you like our show? Tell Team Elvis, why do you like our show? Obviously, we're called Team Elvis. Yeah? Right, 1 second, guys. Let me get it up. Right, we have the technology. We need a Facebook. We need to... Oh, look at that lovely Donna Presley. Let's have a look. Let's X this off. Here we go. Right, let's make it big. Wow, now that is a picture. That is a picture. Let me just see what you can see, guys. Now, come on, guys. Let's make it bigger. Now that is a fantastic picture. Look at that. You can see Benjamin's tattoos, which look beautiful. She wants to make karate instructor spoil Elvis's love for karate. She specifically wanted Elvis to be reminded of the Mike Stone every time Elvis practiced karate. He would be reminded of the affair. It was horrific. It was horrific, wasn't it? Yeah, we welcome Cindy, but guys, that her choosing Mike Stone must have been revenge. It must have been. But I also think this. She was with him for like 4 years, so she liked him. You know, he was a giant, wasn't it? Could you imagine poor Lisa Marie having to wake up every day to Mike Stone? A complete stranger. Taken away from her father Elvis, who she adored. Elvis adored her, and she's now waking up forced by Priscilla to live with a stranger because Priscilla demanded the divorce. I know that Elvis filed for the divorce, but Priscilla demanded for the divorce. Priscilla even told Mike Stone that she was going to leave Elvis. She told him it was part of her plan. And don't forget, they were secretly dating for a year. Priscilla had also befriended Francis Stone. Remember, Priscilla befriended her, would visit her. They would go out shopping. They would go out to different things together. So Priscilla, becoming a friend of Francis Stone, Mike Stone's wife, was secretly shagging Mike Stone behind Francis Stone's back when they were friends. When they were friends. Absolutely disgusting. Yeah? Right. Let's keep going with Cindy's pics. That is an amazing picture. I literally love it. Love it. Absolutely adore it. Don't forget, we are Riley fans here. We are Riley fans. Now that is absolutely fantastic. Come on, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely love it. Absolutely amazing. Have a good look, guys. I mean, she's stunning. I really, really like Riley Keough. I think she's amazing. Honestly, I think she's lovely. Yeah. So, let's look at another one. So, I mean, she's hot. Riley Keough is hot. I hope you don't mind me saying that, but she is. Yeah. Of course, our lovely Lisa. Our lovely, adorable Lisa. Absolutely stunning as usual. A real rock chick. Proper rock chick. Look at her. Wow. Wow. Amazing. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you so much. If you've got any more, Cindy, share them with me and I'll show them on our next show. Okay? So, and welcome to Team Elvis. You know, we love welcoming new people. You know, we have a pretty dramatic show. We get a lot of backlash. We get a lot of people picking on us. You've actually met Kay. Tell us about Kay. Cindy, tell us about Kay. I won't say his name on this show. I won't say his name, but he definitely picks on us 100%. He definitely bullies me 100%. He's constantly making posts attacking me, telling me how evil I am and that I'm about to sprout horns, grow fangs, and fly off like a bat in the night. Because we are the devil reincarnate. I don't hate him. I don't hate him. I forgive him. We defend with love. We defend with love. So let's have a look. So anyway, everyone, thank you for joining us, and thank you so much, Cindy. Right, I'm gonna have to carry on because Matt's got his show to do. So let's get that back up. Right, let's find it. 1 second. Where are we? Let's find me show, mate. Hang on, let's just go with history. Should we go with history? Okay. Where are we? Okay. Try again. We're gonna find it, guys. We're gonna find it. There we are. Okay.
What seemed like an increasing
Pause it. Let me just see what you can see. Let's get it up. Okay. Don't worry, guys. We're on it. We're on it. Okay. We got it. We got it, baby. The joys of OBS. OBS. That's what we use here, guys. OBS. Okay. Yeah, Matthew, I'm with you, mate. I'm with you, buddy. Hang on a minute. 1 second. Come on, he loves me. He loves me, guys. Let's get it real. He loves me. He dreams about me. I'm having a bit of fun here. Okay. Right, here we go. All right, done it. Done it. Let's press play. This one. Go.
really hard time keeping composure with all of Elvis's partying and all of these apparent showgirl affairs. You know, one can only take so much and be so poised to the public in certain scenarios, and it seems like that was beginning to take a toll on Priscilla. So not only did she end up trusting Mike Stone to teach her karate, she also started trusting him with a lot of personal details and struggles. Mike Stone and Priscilla started to develop an emotional bond.
Oh my God. How to rose tint what really happened. How to rose tint it. It's like, oh, you know, she got to know Mike Stone and they became close friends. And slowly, as they got closer, they get it? Such a load of rubbish. How about she'd already been unfaithful after the baby was born, less than a year after the marriage. And then she had her eye on men because she was horny. And then she spotted Mike Stone in 1968 on May the 25th. And then the first opportunity she had to go chasing after him so she could get his knickers off, she took it. How about that?
Over their private sessions, which eventually led to a full-blown affair. Now, unlike Elvis's...
Oh, a full-blown affair. A full-blown affair. Oh, my God. Why is this woman so biased? Why is she so biased? Why? Why is she so much on Priscilla's side? Why?
Affairs, which were said to have been very short-lived and one-night stands in nature, Priscilla and Mike seemed to share something more deep. But more than that, this was really the first time in Priscilla's life she was exposed to a different kind of man from the man Elvis was.
Young lady, yeah? Have you read this book? Have you read this book? Yeah? Did you read page 262 of this book? Have you looked into Priscilla's interest in the opposite sex? There's even rumors of her having affairs in the 60s.
It wasn't that Mike convinced her or pressured her to leave her marriage. It was more so that Priscilla realized this is a man who is treating me with respect and attention. And this.
Come on, guys. Come on. Look, I want to be nice. Roots, whatever your name is, I want to be nice. Now, let's just listen to those words. Now, remember, please remember, we're talking about a married man who had a pregnant wife, who had a small daughter. You've just said about treating a woman with respect. So please remember, when you're discussing this scenario, that Mike Stone, who you say is respectful and treats a woman decently, properly, this is how he treated his wife, Frances Stone, who was pregnant, who had a small daughter, his daughter. They were married. Priscilla had befriended Frances Stone.
And in nature, Priscilla and Mike seemed to share something more deep. But more than that, this was really the first time in Priscilla's life she was exposed to a different kind of man from the man Elvis was. It wasn't that Mike convinced her or pressured her to leave her marriage. It was more so that Priscilla realized this is a man who is treating me with respect and attention, and this is a man who made her feel empowered and feminine, not like how she describes Elvis would make her feel, which was controlled and like his doll. And what became worse than...
Did you hear that? Can you hear that? Right. Did you hear that? Did she just say controlled like a doll? See, this is exactly why we run a channel called Defending Elvis. Elvis didn't control her and groom her, tell her how to dress, do her hair, walk, talk, makeup. He didn't do any of that. He was a husband or a boyfriend who used to give her advice, as everyone does. I advise my wife, she advises me, I advise my daughter. Come on, guys. Why does we have to use the word control? It's so ridiculous. Unbelievable.
It wasn't that Mike convinced her or pressured her to leave her marriage. It was more so that Priscilla realized this is a man who is treating me with respect and attention.
But not his wife.
And this is a man who made her feel empowered and feminine.
But not his wife.
Not like how she describes Elvis would make her feel, which was controlled and like his doll.
So Priscilla was controlled like a doll, okay? Now, let's think about this. So Elvis briefly meets Priscilla when she's 14 in Germany. She eventually visits a couple of times and then moves in with Vernon and Dee when she was nearly 18. So it's known that Priscilla had a few boyfriends, was not a virgin, had a different life than Elvis knew. Elvis thought she was sweet and innocent, but she wasn't. Yeah? So think about it, guys. So she moves over when she's nearly 18. 3 weeks before she's 18, she goes to live at Graceland. So are you telling me, young lady, I don't know your name, that at 18 years old, she didn't know how to do her makeup, how to choose her own clothing, how to do her hair? Now, Priscilla has admitted in interviews that she loved the thick, heavy-set makeup of the 60s because it made her look older. Priscilla has even said that she loved the patterned dresses that she pretends that she says that Elvis didn't like. Do you honestly think Priscilla, at 18 years old, didn't know how to do her own makeup and how to dress herself? Come on. I know that it's in this book. I've seen the interviews that give off the image that Priscilla said she was controlled. I've seen it all. It's bullshit. Priscilla was creating a new narrative, a new storyline to make herself come across as the poor, trapped victim that was groomed and controlled while Elvis was out partying. Yeah? That's actually not the truth. Priscilla had total freedom. She could go wherever she wanted. How can you have two affairs if you are controlled and trapped? She was secretly seeing Mike Stone for a year. For a year. Does that sound like a trapped, controlled person? In 1971, she was groomed, and controlled for a year. Right, let's keep going.
And what became worse than the absence and infidelity with Elvis was his behavior once he was home from all of these shows. By then, he was relying heavily on prescription medications.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Right, so, you know, I can see we're going to have to do a part 2 on this, guys, because this is taking much longer than I expected. Now, here we go. Here we go. Now we're going down the road of drugs. Let's indirectly, very slyly, let's call Elvis a druggie, an addict. Let's blame everything on Elvis.
Medicating, if you will, which resulted in his moods becoming increasingly erratic and hard to deal with. Meanwhile,
oh my God, does this woman hate Elvis or something?
Mike Stone gave Priscilla this almost light at the end of the tunnel of what her life could be like without all of that. So in 1972...
This is really bad. This is so... I'm sorry, young lady. This is really bad. This is like, you are so wrong on so many levels.
Since an infidelity with Elvis was his behavior once he was home from all of these shows. By then, he was relying heavily on prescription medications, self-medicating, if you will, which resulted...
Why is he self-medicating? Why are you saying self-medicating? At first, Elvis was sick, unwell, in pain, couldn't sleep, had loads of problems, loads of health problems. It's all been proved now that Elvis had genetically inherited health problems as well. Yeah. So why was he self-medicated? Now, I agree. When he got old, as he got older, there was a problem with self-medication, but not in 1971. In 1971, have you seen, young lady, have you seen how healthy Elvis looked in 1971 when Priscilla was secretly seeing Mike Stone? Go and have a look. Go and have a look at Elvis in concert in 1971. You can't treat Elvis as if how he looked in 1977, very unwell, bloated, yeah, very sick. He had genuine health problems. I'm not going to whitewash him. He may have abused the prescription medication. Fair enough. He may have had a poor diet. Fair enough. But have you seen Elvis in 1971? Elvis wasn't some strung out junkie in 1971. He looked amazing and was super healthy in 1971. And that is when the affair happened. When Priscilla had the affair with Mike Stone, it was 1971/2. Yeah, and it lasted a year. To have a year affair, you can't be a prisoner. You can't be trapped at home.
In his moods becoming increasingly erratic and hard to deal with. Meanwhile, Mike Stone gave Priscilla this almost light at the end of the tunnel of...
What about his wife? What about his pregnant wife? His small daughter?
What her life could be like without all of that. So in 1972, Priscilla told Elvis she had been with Mike. Elvis reportedly...
maybe not. Maybe he caught her.
Exploded with rage.
Of course he did. Of course he exploded with rage. I've seen the version of the book Elvis. I've read the chapter about Elvis climbing up the walls. I personally think that this has been sensationalized. Yeah, I don't think it's as straightforward as what's in the book. But okay, let's keep going. But any man would be enraged by an affair like that, especially with a karate guy. We all know how much karate meant to Elvis. In the 70s, karate was a big deal for everyone, including celebrities.
The book Elvis, What Happened, that was written in 1977 by Elvis's own bodyguards and inner circle, Red West, Sonny West, and Dave Hebler, to be...
Yeah, they betrayed him. They stitched him up.
Specific.
For money.
They wrote that Elvis was so enraged at this affair that he said something along the lines of wanting Mike Stone to be killed. Or...
Yeah, because he had blown his top. He never meant it. How many people say crazy things when they've lost their temper?
Not killed, very seriously injured, something to that effect. And they claimed Elvis even asked one of them to arrange it. They wrote in their book that they had to talk him out of it. And
No, No, when he calmed down, it was over. It didn't have to happen. It was ridiculous. None of it was taken seriously. These men sensationalized it to make money. Elvis would never kill anybody or even arrange to kill anybody. Yes, he may have said it. He may have had a few conversations about it because he was enraged that his wife had been secretly seeing someone that he admired, Mike Stone, the karate champion, who was a very, very successful, well-known champion. So Elvis felt humiliated. So yeah, he said silly things, but he would never have gone ahead with it. Never.
Calm him down. Priscilla also alleged that Elvis physically lashed out at her and threw her across a bed. Priscilla
So Elvis has caught his wife secretly seeing a karate champion for a year and lost his temper.
Moved out of Graceland officially in February of 1972, taking Lisa Marie with her.
Could you imagine how that made Lisa Marie feel? Forced to live with a stranger in another apartment.
This was the point of no return for their marriage, it seems. After Priscilla...
Well, yeah, she effed someone else. She effed someone else for a year.
Priscilla leaves Graceland. Elvis seemed to really begin leaning in on his stage performances for emotional releases and physical releases too. 1972 was one of his most intense touring years. And on stage, he started making sarcastic references to women leaving men and started...
Do you know what? She doesn't like Elvis. She doesn't like Elvis. She's very pro Priscilla. I don't understand. She even starts... Sorry, someone just messaged me. Sorry. Right. Obviously, she's not an Elvis fan. I doubt she's even a Priscilla fan. But she's very pro Priscilla. Maybe, I don't know why. Maybe it's a female thing. I don't know, guys. Yeah. But she don't like Elvis. This lady does not like Elvis. Now, she does say at the start of this that she's going to be impartial. At least she does on the start of one of these. This is part 2. This is the second part. Okay, guys? She says, I'll be impartial. I'll be impartial. There is nothing impartial about this review. I'm going to write in the comment section. Now, this is only part 1, guys, because we're not going to have enough time to do all this. But I'm going to write in it. I'm reviewing this. You need more research. You need to do more research. Because this is actually upsetting to listen to. I don't like it. Again, this is so unfair to Elvis. He can't have his say. He can't defend himself. This is why we run a Defending Elvis channel. This is exactly why. Because you've got a different generation who are portraying him in a disgusting way, and he doesn't deserve it. Could you imagine how Lisa feels about this? Yeah? Even Riley, Finley and Harper, how would they feel watching this, where she's getting her facts so unfair and so one-sided? So I've only got a few minutes left, guys.
Started hinting at betrayal here and there. Although he did seem to move on fairly quickly into a relationship with 22-year-old beauty queen Linda Thompson. Priscilla and Elvis were still technically married, though. It was 6 whole months after.
Oh my God. Do you see what she's doing? Now she's trying to paint the Linda Thompson relationship as if Elvis was still being unfaithful. It's ridiculous. She was living with Mike Stone, for God's sake.
After Priscilla moved out with Lisa Marie before she filed for divorce. And I often wonder what took her so long. Was she hoping Elvis would run after her and promise he'd change? And if Elvis was that upset at this affair, why didn't he file for divorce sooner? It was Priscilla who ended up filing, and Priscilla filed.
Well, she didn't. Elvis filed, but you're still trying to blame Elvis. You're blaming everything on Elvis. You're making Priscilla the saint. You're making out as if everything Priscilla did was right and she was a victim.
Almost exactly 1 month after Elvis had moved on with Linda, Priscilla finally filed for divorce on August 11th, 1972. Elvis and Linda had their first date and...
Is that correct? Guys, is that correct? Hang on a minute. I want to know, because I don't know if that's correct. Let's try it, guys. When did... Right, no, let's start again. Because this is a bit bizarre, right? Hang on a minute, guys. When did they file for the divorce? No, let me say that again. I know Nicola's watching. Nicola, give me the dates and who filed for the divorce. Right. He filed on his... Right. Let me just let the dog out. He filed... Right, so Nicola has just said he filed for... It was... Now, Nicola, was it Elvis? It was the 8th of January, 1973. Yeah? I want to double... Nicola, I'm going to double check it just to see what ChatGPT says. Who filed for the divorce of Elvis and Priscilla? So Nicola has just said it was Elvis and it was 1973. Oh, here we go. Right, okay, Nicola, just so... This is what... So actually, there's some truth here, unless Google has got... Unless ChatGPT is wrong. Maybe she's getting her information from ChatGPT. Yeah? Because on here, it does say she filed a petition. She filed a petition in August 1972. That's what it is. Citing irreconcilable differences. The divorce was finalized on October the 9th, 1973, though they remained close afterwards. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. So, okay, let me just listen to that again, please. Nicola, you were basically right. Thank you, Nicola. Let's keep going.
Sooner. It was Priscilla who ended up filing, and Priscilla filed almost exactly 1 month after Elvis had moved on with Linda. Priscilla finally filed for divorce on August 11th, 1972.
Well, she didn't. So this lady's got her facts wrong. She filed a petition on August 1972. The actual divorce was Elvis on October the 9th, 1973. So you're wrong. You're wrong. Your research on this part 2 of your show is terrible. Now, I'm pretty bad at research. Yeah, I'm pretty useless. This is really bad. Really bad. Sorry, young lady.
Elvis and Linda had their first date and started dating on July 6th, 1972. So it does seem to me a little bit that Priscilla was trying to show Elvis, like, this is what you could lose. You could lose me and you could lose your daughter, and we're moving out, kind of separating, giving space, hoping he'd change and come back. And once it became clear he had actually moved on entirely to a younger and beautiful woman, then Priscilla files for divorce. Linda Thompson was Miss Tennessee at the time, and Elvis pursued her intensely.
Cindy is like, this girl is full of shit. Ha! Cindy, you speak your mind, don't you? She just, do you know what? How can I say it? Look, I'm not trying to be hateful to this girl. Yeah, this is typical of people that haven't bothered to really put some proper thought into what they're doing. They've sort of gone along with the general gossip around the world for the last 40 odd years since this book came out. A book of lies, a trashy book. Yeah, she's just one of millions, isn't she? She's one of millions that has been brainwashed, spoon-fed lies for decades. I don't blame her. If everyone around the world thinks it, why not? Why not? I have arguments with people I know, even my own brother. I have arguments with my own family members about the way his image is portrayed incorrectly. And people that argue against me have no clue. of the truth. So why would this woman? But what it is, the difference is, I'm sorry that I keep saying woman. I'm not being sexist. I don't care. I don't care if she's female or male. It doesn't make any difference to me. I keep referring to a young lady or woman. I don't mean that to be sexist. Okay, guys? My point I'm trying to say is that she is just another brainwashed human being. One of millions. One of millions. They don't know the truth. And that is why we are called Defending Elvis, because we're trying to get the truth out there. It's that simple.
Immediately after meeting her, he invited her to Graceland the day after they met, and their relationship quickly escalated. Linda ended up moving into Graceland very soon after that and living there for 4 years. Meanwhile, from August of 1972 through that whole next year, Elvis and Priscilla were working through one of the highest profile divorces in music history.
So there's a good comment. Elvis Presley, my soulmate. Okay, welcome to Team Elvis, by the way. You've been on before, haven't you, my friend? She's just reading out trashy information. She has not studied. She is reading from a script. Yeah. I think you're right. Tell me your name, by the way, but welcome.
Divorce was settled outside of court, like most Presley disputes are, which obviously avoided a very lengthy and possibly very public trial. Elvis's finances were...
And what was that? What was that? Hang on a minute. Let me hear that again.
Through that whole next year, Elvis and Priscilla were working through one of the highest profile divorces in music history. The divorce was settled outside of court, like most Presley disputes are, which obviously avoided a very lengthy and possibly very public trial. Elvis's finances were not...
Well, I don't know how far she's going to go with this, but there was obviously 2 divorces. Yeah, there was one that was agreed, that was pretty fair. Yeah, she promised she would never go back and do another one. She breaks her promise. Some say Robert Kardashian advised her, but on the second divorce settlement, sorry, I nearly swore then. She ripped him off. She completely screwed Elvis on the second divorce settlement, even placing a lien on Graceland. This is how disgusting it was. This gave her a lot of power and leverage. Years later, remember, Priscilla placed, as far as I know, the lien was placed much later on. I think it was April of 1977. So they were arguing over money basically to the day he died. So yes, the second divorce settlement is going on around 73, 74, and it carries on. It does serious damage to Elvis. Vernon and Elvis must have been pulling their hair out in fear of losing Gracelands. Now, Priscilla tries to make out as if they were really happy, really close, really good friends till the day he died. No, it is not true. It is not true. This is the con. This is the con.
As strong as they appeared, though. Despite very large earnings, he was spending like crazy and also had a lot tied up in contracts with Tom Parker, nearly half of his income tied up with Tom Parker. They agreed to joint custody of Lisa Marie, and Priscilla would have primary physical custody, but Elvis had a very generous visitation right, which resulted in Lisa Marie spending quite a bit of time at Graceland growing up. They also agreed on Priscilla receiving $725,000 as a settlement, a cash settlement, and an additional $50,000 in spousal support. Lisa Marie's trust was to receive $100,000, and Priscilla was also given 5% ownership of Elvis Presley Music, Inc., and 5% ownership, I think it was 5%, of 2 other publishing companies, as well as half the proceeds from the sale of their Beverly Hills home. Now, it's very...
Now, come on, guys. That is so greedy. She's pretty close. That is so greedy. And for quite a brief marriage, yeah? Because, yeah, they marry in 67. By 68, she's unfaithful within a year of the marriage. Then within 18 months of that-ish, she's with Mike Stone. Their marriage was pretty short. We're talking like, at best, 3 to 4 years, if you take out the unfaithfulness. I'm not talking about from the date of marriage to the date of divorce. I'm talking about their actual marriage where they were sexual, where they were a couple, was very brief. couple of years, 2-3 years. And for all that, this lady has just listed how much Priscilla got. Let me just play it again, guys. I got to go in a sec. But for that brief marriage, that failed marriage, look at how much she got. And then spent the rest of her life living off his name that she was supposed to have given up. And she's still living off his name now in 2025. And this woman's review of Priscilla and Elvis is a shambles, a total disgrace. I'm sorry, young lady. This review is a disgrace, and I'm only halfway into it. Right. So, guys, 1 minute left and we've got to go.
Custody of Lisa Marie, and Priscilla would have primary physical custody, which obviously avoided a very lengthy and possibly very public trial. Elvis's finances were not as strong as they appeared, though. Despite very large earnings, he was spending like crazy and also had a lot tied up in contracts with Tom Parker, nearly half of his income tied up with Tom Parker. They agreed to joint custody of Lisa Marie, and Priscilla would have primary physical custody, but Elvis had a very generous visitation right, which resulted in Lisa Marie spending quite a bit of time at Graceland.
So did you see that? Even that, the way she words that, Elvis had a generous visitation right. She's praising Priscilla. She's like, oh, look, Priscilla let Elvis see Lisa. You know, she's so biased to Priscilla, it's ridiculous. I actually think she's a bit cruel to Elvis in this.
Growing up, they also agreed on Priscilla receiving $725,000 as a settlement, a cash settlement, and an additional $50,000 in spousal support. Lisa Marie's trust was to receive $100,000, and Priscilla was also given 5% ownership of Elvis Presley Music Inc. And
unbelievable. Now, I'll tell you what, Frederick, I am going to disagree with you. Yeah. Now, Frederick, remember, you and me, we do disagree sometimes. Okay. We do disagree. Okay. It's fine. Please remember, we can agree to disagree. Right. I'm not against you, but I am going to disagree with your comment. Now, this is my closing chat. Okay. So Frederick says, but like it or not, Scylla was in Elvis's life for 18 years. She was his most consensual relationship with a female. I'm sorry that I'm actually offended by that comment. Yeah. There's no way that she was the most, how do you word it, consequential relationship female. I definitely don't agree with that. Definitely. Now let's work it out. Yeah. Elvis meets, and I'm being respectful. Please don't be offended. Elvis briefly meets Priscilla in 1959, okay? It's very possible that it was a plan, it was a setup. It's very possible that Priscilla and her parent set up Cary Grant to meet, to introduce Priscilla to Elvis. Yeah, in fact, I've heard two of the Memphis Mafia say it, that Cary Grant approached Elvis and said to Elvis, do you want to meet Priscilla? So this was prearranged, but Priscilla approached Cary Grant, not the other way around. This fake story that Cary noticed Priscilla in the distance and went over to her and said, hey, do you want to meet Elvis? Do you know who he is? That is bullshit. There was a plan. I can't prove the plan bit, but I can prove that she approached Cary Grant. That happened because the reason I know is because when Cary Grant approached Elvis, he said to her, do you want to meet this girl? There's a girl called Priscilla that wants to meet you. All right, what do you want me to do? All right, call me when you're ready. Right. Okay, I'll come up with you. 1 second. Right, I've got to be quick. Now, I wanted to be quick, guys. Now, they briefly met for 5-ish months. No one knows how many times they met each other. Elvis had other girlfriends. Elvis was still seeing Anita Wood. Right, hang on. Right, what do you want me to do? Where do you want me to take you? 1 second, guys. Yeah. No, you can't be with Mummy. She's doing something. Come here. All right, let me just say goodbye to people. Let me just say goodbye. Do. Yeah, you have one. So sorry guys, I got to sort out Tina, but Frederick, please relook at it. Yeah, Elvis didn't see her for 2 years, 2.5 years. Yeah, when he does see her, she's 18. Yeah, then Elvis is living as a single man for 2 or 3 years when she first moves over to Gracelands. Come and sit on my lap. Come over. All right, go on then. I'll come with you. I'll come with you. All right, okay. Go on then. Yeah. All right, okay. Quickly do it there. Then I'll go. All right, guys. It looks like he's not going to give me time. But okay, Tina's not going to let me say what I want to say. Please relook at it. Break it down into years. Break down the unfaithfulness. Then break down the secret affair with Mike Stone. Then look at it. Because there's no way that they were together 18 years. No way. Yeah. And there's no way that she was the most consequential relationship that he ever had. No way. I'm sorry, Frederick, no offense. I completely disagree with you, but I need more time to go through it with you so I can explain you my point of view on what you've just said. Okay. But no offense. We can agree to disagree. Not a problem. It's fine.